Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the newly released Conkeldurr with a brutal swing in the Master League Premier Edition, which is something that we don't have this season but had like all the seasons prior, so it's most likely coming back. This is going to be the best meta for this Pokemon, but also, as you most likely see already, we're going to not run the standard moveset. We are running Stone Edge here for better coverage, which I have to say was definitely the right move. Like, for sure, there is no doubt about it. In my opinion, Stone Edge on this Pokemon is better than Dynamic Punch, because you already do a lot of damage with the counter anyway. You usually just need a brutal swing in order to get the opponent into the range you kind of want to have them in, and then you're going to be able to still go for a Stone Edge in order to knock them out. But here we're going to be able to go for a brutal swing immediately. Here, of course, those are friendlies against people from Twitter. They most likely knew that I was running Conkeldurr, because why else would I ask for those battles? But of course, it's still kind of fair, and it's still kind of just decent battlers from Twitter. Like, it's not like scripted or whatever, and I told them what they want to run. But here we're going to be able to now counter the opponent's Hexorus, which is kind of nice, with our low HP Togekiss, which is going to be able to resist everything. You can see it already. The games were incredibly laggy for me, like incredibly laggy. I haven't seen anything like this, way laggier than Go Battle League. I guess like this feature kind of gets turned down when like community day is going on or whatever, but it was incredibly laggy. But we're going to be able to take home this first game. So first one, good game already, but I want to see some Stone Edges hit here. And we're going to take a look at the next opponent, bringing a lot of spice. They always bring a lot of spice here with the Shadow Electivire as well as the Salamence there, which is kind of cool. Electivire gonna go for the Ice Punch first. I think I would have still been able to survive a Wild Charge as well, but after looking at the Ice Punch damage, I am not too sure about it anymore. But we're going to be able to get a shield here, as we're gonna use our own shield in order to survive this incoming charge move. Wild Charge coming through, and we can now realign our Pokemon. But of course, we're going to run the Stone Edge, and the opponent knows about our Fairy type in the lead, so they're most likely not going to consider this one, do they? They do not, and we're going to be able to hit a Stone Edge for super effective damage against those Flying type Pokemon, which is just amazing for us. But we still have to be a little bit careful, because we're going to encounter a Magnezone in the back, where our Snorlax should still be able to survive at least one of the opponent's charge moves. As they go for the Mirror Shot bait, we are able to just go for the superpower spam at this point of time, as we are going to get the next one off after they went for the Mirror Shot here again. We actually get the attack drop here, which I didn't see in the beginning, but we're gonna get the attack drop here, which does not matter, as we can still knock them out. And our Snorlax is going to be able to lick down the opponent's Salamence, and we can move on into the third game of today's video. Let's take a look what the opponent going to bring here. They're going to bring the Heracross. Great lead for me as I swap into the Primarina with a Waterfall as a fast move. This is a little bit awkward, but I stay in for a little bit so I can basically guarantee that I can realign my Pokemon, which is really important, because Heracross is of course a very big answer for our backline. They are both our Pokemon in the back are struggling against Heracross, as we can go for another Body Slam with our Snorlax, knocking out the first Pokemon, and the Heracross comes back in. I can still go for one charge move here. The Body Slam comes through, gonna get them to half health, and the opponent is most likely going to swap out very soon here, as they do, and they're gonna swap into the Mamoswine. I'm still gonna go for a charge move here. Should have swapped out immediately, not gonna lie, but I'm still gonna get a shield here, so I'm totally happy about this one. We're gonna be able to just use a shield as well if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I know that I survive any kind of charge move with my Conkeldurr. It would have been a little bit awkward if they went for the high horsepower though, because they would have done a little bit more damage. But we can get the knockout here. We can still let this next move go through, which is going to be just the Rock Blast, which is still not enough to knock me out. I can go for the Brutal Swing, and this is gonna get the KO against the opponent. Is it? No, it does not. They're still gonna use a shield, but it doesn't matter, because you still have two shields and a Togekiss. I don't even have to shield this move up. They go for the close combat just to troll a little bit, and we can move on into the next game. Let's see what the next opponent going to bring here. It's going to be a Gyarados. If it's Dragon Breath, it's nice. If it's Waterfall, it's not so nice. It's Waterfall. So I decided to try to swap onto the charge move. Did not work out, and we're gonna get out the Hexorus. So far, so kinda countered, because like it's not really the best matchup with either of the Pokemon. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a tough one. But yeah, we're gonna see the Hexorus going to have a decent matchup against our Snorlax. I can still go for Superpower. Superpower does do a little bit more damage than the Body Slam, but the opponent decides to shield up anyway, allowing us to swap into our Togekiss. We can take any kind of charge move from the opponent as they decide to go for the Breaking Swipe, and we can go ahead and let the next move go through as well. Might be Night Slash, might be a Breaking Swipe. It is a Breaking Swipe, as I can now go for the full farm down, catching the move on my, onto my Conkeldurr, but we're gonna see the Sylveon in the back kind of completely hardwalled here. It's kind of unfortunate, but yeah, it was kind of to expect that we're going to have some Charmers here as well against us, as Charm is really decent in this meta as well. Here you see like one of the issues of having the Aura Sphere against other Charmers, for example, in this meta, where other moves would be a little bit better. I know that I lose this matchup at this point anyway, so I decided to just go and troll with the Aura Sphere. I actually maybe still had a chance if I got the boost with Ancient Power, but honestly, the likelihood is fairly low, so good game there. Next opponent, we're going to have a Dragonite in the lead. Amazing lead for us as they're going to swap out into the Excadrill, allowing us to align our Conkeldurr, going for a lot of damage here. The shiny looks so nice, honestly, I like the shiny quite a lot. And honestly, I have some Hunters laying around as well from this Pokemon. I rather power up a 98% shiny, where I know that it doesn't really matter for PvP too much. They have like 14 defense here. And have this one compared to the other one. I just like the shiny flex a little bit more than like the 1 AV spread there. But here we're going to be able to still go for the Stone Edge against the opponent. They didn't know about it, and now we were able to get one Pokemon down, one Pokemon low, and get out the Metagross here. Metagross against Snorlax in the one-shield scenario is actually a funny matchup because, of course, the first one you kind of want to let go through, but you can actually just go straight for Body Slam and knock them out in the one-shield scenario, usually at least, or like get them low enough that we can farm down with Charm afterwards, because here we're gonna be able to just go for the bait with a Body Slam, and as you can see, the opponent going to let this move go through, which I'm fine with, because I can just go for another Body Slam afterwards, which the opponent is not going to let go through, and I can even go for a Body Slam there and get them low enough for me to knock them out, but I can also just go for a Superpower and knock them out straight away. So the opponent decides to quit this battle, and we can move on into the next one. Let's see what they're going to run. They're going to have the MEWeedle in the lead. Horrible lead for us. We are forced to swap out immediately into our Snorlax. Snorlax is going to get out the opponent's Gyarados, but the opponent's Gyarados is best buddied, as it seems like. I think it's best buddied. Is it? Yeah, I think it is. Which is actually very important for the Snorlax matchup. If you have the best buddied Gyarados, you're going to be able to usually win this all the time, because I think you get a breakpoint with Dragon Breath. So for us, it's kind of awkward. You could counter it if you did best buddy the Snorlax, but I'm just too lazy to best buddy Pokemon, to be fair. Like, I'm literally, like, unless it's a Pokemon where I'm like, oh yeah, this is like such a cool Pokemon, like my 100% Shaman, I'm not gonna best buddy a 15, 14, 14 Snorlax here. But I'm going to be able to get a shield advantage, which is kind of nice, allowing me to go back into my Togekiss, and I will be able to just farm them all the way down. Have to swap out into my Conkeldurr most likely afterwards, and I do exactly this, as we're gonna get out the Dragonite. I have to hope that I can hit the Stone Edge here, but honestly, you don't even see it really. But here, I already won this game. It does not matter. It literally does not matter what the opponent is going to do here, because my win con shifting from Conkeldurr actually to the Togekiss here right now, because I have 2 shields, I have Aura Sphere, I get a ton of farm here from this dragon, so I don't care about my Conkeldurr, even though of course would be the most logical solution to beat an ice type. It's actually the Togekiss, which is part flying, but also has coverage for the ice typing in Aura Sphere, which is amazing, so goodbye there, Mamoswine. Let's take a look at the next opponent. We're going to have the Metagross in the lead. Let's swap out into our Snorlax, and honestly, I have to say, I find it really refreshing to take a look at those battles here right now, because, I don't know, I'm kind of sick of Great League a little bit, I have to say. I have a lot of content, by the way, coming for Great League. I actually have so many cool teams coming for Great League, but still, I'm kind of sick of it. I feel like I could do without Machamp, Lickitung, Gligar, whatever, for a little bit. So having some battles here with the Dragonite, Snorlax, Togekiss, all that stuff, kind of excites me, to be fair. I really just feel like that Great League is a little bit stale, so I'm actually excited for the Halloween Cup coming up. It's going to be a little bit more awkward than you might expect, because actually now we have Carbink, which is eligible for the Halloween Cup, but we're gonna talk a lot about this and take a look at this on the Thursday most likely again, so definitely stay tuned for this one. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, feel free to do so. If you're kind of interested in PvP, this is the channel to go for. Here we're gonna be able to go for a Stone Edge against the opponent. Do they call this? Let's see if they do. They do not, and we're gonna get the knockout here, but does it really help us? I don't think it does, because sadly our Conkeldurr is a little bit too low here, as I'm going to be able to swap out into my Togekiss, but we have to try to get them low enough that we can farm them down with our Conkeldurr, and sadly the opponent throws immediately here. If they went like for one more fast move, it would have been nice, but as you're going to see here, the opponent is going to be able to survive with just a few HP left, and we can move on to the next one. This one is a little bit special. I know that it like talked to me on Twitter as well afterwards again. They didn't really saw the rule set, I guess, for this kind of video, but I kind of still wanted to keep it in because the opponent was running the Zygarde complete form. If you haven't seen my video about this Pokemon as well, I literally uploaded one, I think yesterday even for this Pokemon, so definitely check that one out. Yeah, Zygarde complete form here, it's not fully powered up, I think they need like maybe 1 or 2 more power-ups, but the one that I showcased was fully powered up as well. Kinda wild that quite a lot of people actually have this Pokemon now already. I would not be able to, like literally. We had a community day today as well. Let me know in the comment section how your community day went. I of course got my 98% shiny directly after just 10 minutes actually in. I stopped playing after 1 hour, but I didn't do a single route again. Honestly, I don't like the route feature at all. I'm just like a person that loves to like run around, have a great time playing the game, but I don't really like to stick to a certain route. I'm just gonna walk around where I want to walk around. And usually I just like see, okay, I would be on a route now, but I'm in the middle of it. I'm not gonna walk back there. So yeah, I don't know. For me, this feature is like literally so not really intuitive. I don't really like to do it. It's not mine. But here we're gonna be able to go up against a Solgaleo, which of course is awkward, and of course is not really the matchup here you want to have your Conkeldurr in. So it's fully XL Solgaleo as well as the Zygarde here. I think the Zygarde is actually also fully XL. Like, Zygarde doesn't even get too crazy high SAP, but it's just the bulkiest Pokemon in the meta. It's just absolutely wild. They can just go ahead and go for the crunch here if they want to. Zygarde is going to be able to go for the crunch. Gonna get nearly the knockout. No, it's actually fully XL here. Never mind. The opponent definitely has a fully XL variant and also a very high IV variant. So, never mind about this one, but yeah, this is kinda unfair. It's literally playing the top Pokemon from the Master League, the top legendary Pokemon against some random, yeah, non-legendary Pokemon here, which is kinda wild, but yeah. It's fine, it's fine. We're gonna see here against us the Mamoswine again. A little bit awkward for us, but we can still at least go ahead and go for a superpower. And honestly, I'm so out of this meta that I thought that this would knock them out, and turns out that it does not even come close. And I regret something here. I regret using this shield, because I feel like, as you're going to see later on, using the shield here was kinda something that kinda, yeah, destroyed the matchup for me. They're gonna have a Gyarados in the back where I can at least still go for a charge move here. But as we will see soon, the opponent going to have a Pokemon in the back that I don't really like to encounter. As we're going to see, they are going to have the Metagross in the back. I was a little bit slow here in the swap, which is going to matter a little bit, but also not really. We're going to take a look at this one here as well. The opponent is going to be able to go for a charge move now, which is fine. I can use a shield, and I should be able to outspeed them, right? We're going to be able to go for the Brutal Swing, and no, we do not outspeed the opponent. This was the issue that was just me swapping out fairly late there. The opponent was able to get to another move, but it does not matter at all, as the opponent will have still had a shield left, so it is literally irrelevant. So good game to the opponent there, should have swapped out a little bit better. Final game for today's video. Again, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe to the channel and leave a like, would appreciate it. All the support is really helpful, as you're gonna now see the Dragonite against us. We're gonna be able to go for a Body Slam here, trying to bait a potential Outrage. I honestly thought of putting Outrage onto my Snorlax, and I think it would have been a great play as well, but I didn't. I chickened out there. Should have went for the Outrage, but the Superpower comes through. Does knock me out. I was super surprised about this one. I thought it would knock me out. And honestly, I think throwing the move here was more of a mistake, because now the opponent's still gonna get to move here again. A lot of lag. Like, this is the thing as well. The game was insanely laggy. You only see like half of it, because all the game is sped up by two basically, which is going to increase the frame rate by 2 as well, which is basically making stuff shown as not as laggy. So it's a little bit awkward, but like the game was insanely laggy for me today, which is kind of wild. Here we're going to be able to go for the full farm run with the Conkeldurr after hitting that move. But let's take a look what's coming in. The Metagross is coming in. I have to hope that I can still get to 3 Brutal Swings here, but I didn't get as much energy out of the matchup before than I wanted to. But we're still going to be able to go for the Brutal Swing here. And now we have to hope that our Togekiss is going to be enough to knock them out. Let's see, we still have a shield left. I can go for my shield here, and we will see the Media Mesh coming through. I can still go for more fast moves. The opponent is going to farm up extra as well. Going for the Media Mesh, easily going to knock me out. And now can we still outspeed the opponent? We cannot. The opponent goes to a charge move, finishing the game here as well, and that's going to be it for today. Hope you all had a great community today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take a look at the screen right now as well, check out the Zygarde video, and I see you then. Bye bye.